We're going to get started with the harmonic breath, which is, for just a refresher for you guys, we're going to breathe in, plug the right nostril, breathe in for the count of 4, and then hold with our 2 thumbs, which correspond to the lung meridians, for the count of 16. And then we're going to unplug the right and exhale for the count of 8. And then again, with that right nostril unplugged, inhale 4, hold 16, unplug and exhale for the count of 8. So make sure your nose is clear, and let's get ready to do this together. In all the breathings, we'll say first the thought, and that is just a reverential thanksgiving for the breath of life. So when I say that, you can think to yourself or say out loud, I thank thee, Lord, for the breath of my life. You could say, I thank you, God, Creator, Great Spirit, whatever resonates. The idea is just to give thanks for the breath without which there is no life. Okay, so you want to be sitting with your spine straight for all the breathings. And for this one, you want to either be in the lotus sevenfold, Indian style position, or with your heels touching if you're sitting in a chair. And if you're in a metal chair or something, you want to kind of pull your back away. You don't want your back touching the metal of the chair, so kind of scooch to the edge. Okay, so here we go, plugging the right nostril and thinking or saying the thought, I thank thee, Lord, for the breath of my life. Now we inhale for the count of 4, hold for 16, 14, 15, 16, unplug the right, exhale for 8. And again, inhaling 4, holding for 16, 13, 14, 15, 16, unplug the left, exhale for 8. Breathing in again, 4, holding for 16, 8, unplugging the right and exhaling for 8. And again, inhaling for 4, holding 16, and unplugging and exhaling for 8. So that is actually one complete breath. You go in, out, and that's one complete harmonic or balancing breath. Okay, so to get started on the 8 key breaths, these are the main breathings that are taught in mental physics. There's a whole bunch more, and today I think at the end I'm going to teach you a new one, a secret breath called the creative manifestation breath, or the creative breath. But for now, we're going to just go through the systematic series of the 8 key breaths. And the idea is, with all the breathings, as I've mentioned before, is to purge anything that is in our system, in our body, in our mind, that is not serving us at all. So any old traumas or mental patterns or negative thinking or anything that is blocking the flow of the light that shines of itself. So we're like electromagnetic chemical beings, and the light that is the light of God shines through us no matter what. There's nothing we have to do to allow that to shine through us, but our system can kind of get mucked up, and then it blocks that light from shining forth fully. And it also blocks us from accessing our highest creative abilities and all that kind of stuff, and also can cause dis-ease, a body that's just not at ease. So the point of doing the breaths is to get all that old junk up and out, and then that makes room for more space and more light can shine forth. And then it just, the body temple is allowed to kind of right itself and heal itself all by itself, because God is intelligent, and our bodies are made perfectly. in the image and likeness. So that's how we refer to our body temple in mental physics. It is the temple of the living God, and we are God expressing in human form, right? They're differentiated from all the other life forms. There's all kinds. There's, birds are God expressing as birds. I mean, and insects are God expressing as insects. It's just all God. And so we want to be able to express that to the highest potential that we can in this life. Okay. So let's just sit quietly and close our eyes and just breathe deep into the belly. So when we breathe, we want to breathe like a baby breathes. So you want your belly to come all the way out. When you're breathing in, you just like exaggerate it a little bit. If you're just practicing, put your left hand on your belly, put your right hand up here between your throat and your chest. And then when you breathe in, your belly should fill up first, then your middle chest, and then upper chest. And then you'll hear myself or Ding Le Mei say big sniff at the top. And the idea is to fill your lungs so completely full of the air that you can't even get any more in there. And then a lot of the breaths will be retaining. Okay, so breathing all the way in deep, big sniff, holding it, and then the exhale looks like, and we'll go over that more a little bit later. But right now, let's just practice these deep breathings with our eyes closed while I say the prayer. So breathing nice and easy, deep into the belly, all the way in. And then you can let it out with a deep sigh. And just feel your body completely present. Feel your feet or your legs firmly on the ground. The earth is completely supporting you. Your spine is straight. Breathing in and relaxing right down. There's nothing to be doing other than this in this moment. This is all there is to do. This is all we're going to choose to do in this moment. Relaxing the belly, noticing any tension in the body, and breathing into those areas. And dear God, we just give so much thanks for being able to be here together today in this new way, feeling ourselves together, connected. Wherever we are in our individual homes, we're together in the practice, together in the light. Almighty God, an eternal fount of wisdom, grant us knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, that we may speak here words of truth, love, and hope. We ask for light from the higher spheres, and may our guides guard and control our mind and tongue so that nothing but the truth may here be given, and that the good seeds sown may find fertile spots to live and grow. And those who are now in darkness and obscurity, may they be brought forth into the radiant sunshine and the joyous glory of the unfoldment of true spiritual goodness. And now we take a big deep breath in, exhaling with a sigh. So the few little pointers to go over when we're doing the breathings is you want to keep an open throat. In yoga teaching, they call it the ujjayi breath, which is like if you're getting ready to yawn and you feel your breath, your throat opening up. That's kind of how you want to keep your throat when you're inhaling. So just practice that for a minute. Open that throat up. The inhales are always through the nose. Ding Le Mei talks a lot about people whose nose is obstructed, it can cause a lot of physical problems. So you want to really work on getting that breath coming in through each nostril so you can balance your whole system. So if you're a mouth breather, that can cause all kind of problems. He just talks a lot about that in the early teachings. So as I mentioned, you're going to breathe in through the diaphragm all the way in. There is something called the secret switch, which is placing the tongue behind the back of the two front teeth. It just kind of rests there. And I found some information about this. So it says, if you place your tongue tip on the roof of your mouth there, you're touching the maxilla bone. And that is like all cranial bones. This bone breathes. It seesaws in the tidal movement of the cranial sacral rhythm in the body. So the responsiveness of the maxilla, which is kind of like the top of your mouth and also that space, the gums behind your two front teeth, is governed by the facial muscles and the tongue. So it says the stiff upper lip syndrome can bind the maxilla. When the tongue is held or coiled up, it affects the free movement of the maxilla. So in light of invasive dental work, root canals, ill-fitting retainers, problematic fillings, the maxilla holds tremendous strain. So in yoga practice, we aim to lift and spread the roof of the mouth. It telegraphs a signal of release to the respiratory diaphragm. So something you can do is just practice. To reset the maxilla, you can press the tip of your tongue lightly on the roof of your mouth and breathe in deeply several times, and that resets the maxilla. And then it also, if you'll notice, when you're breathing while you're holding the secret switch, it opens up your throat. So it kind of automatically creates the space for the unobstructed flow of breath in the back of the throat. So that's something you can do while you're just practicing on your own throughout your day. Just put your tongue up there and feel what it feels like as you're taking deep breaths in. And you know, just Science of Mental Physics is a science of feeling. So when we're practicing all of these breaths, you want to focus on the feeling after. We're going to do these breaths, bring in copious amounts of oxygen and prana and light. And then when we sit in meditation after each of the breaths, we're going to feel after that and feel what those breathings that we've just done is doing inside our body. Okay. So the first breath is called the memory developing breath, and this will help you to remember why you're here on the planet. This is a very powerful breath that can bring up emotions. It can bring up anything that needs to be released. So I've had all kinds of different responses to this breath, and it could even last, weeks out. It kind of stirs everything up in there to be looked at. So you might have old like memories arise or different things that are arising to be released either during the breath work or after. There's no right or wrong. It's all an individual spiritual practice that is each our own. Okay. So the memory developing breath, I always liken to the old-fashioned water pumps that you're pumping, and then when you let go, all that water starts pouring out. So in this case, our body is the pump, and what it looks like is when we're breathing in it through the nose, down into the belly, as we're breathing in, our head comes back, our belly goes out, so it's a full culmination of the breath, and then just like that, but nice and easy on the neck. You could hurt yourself if you go too fast. So just be gentle on the back of the neck. And I'm going to go a little slower than we normally go when we get into the practice, so you guys can just feel the mechanics of the breath and feel into it. Okay. So let me see if there's anything else I'm missing here. The secret switch. He'll say, or I'll say, lock it up after each breath, and that just means swallow. That kind of solidifies into your body everything we've just done with that breath. Okay, so after we do the memory developing breath, which is done in 3 sets of 14, it's the most involved of all the breaths. And then a final triumphant 7. So I'll count for you, and then when we have 1 to go, I'll just say, okay, 1 more left, and now rest. When we're done with all 49 breaths that ignites the 49 fires in the body, we're going to sit with our palms facing upward for the affirmation in the voice of the master Ding Le Mei. Okay, so does anybody have any questions so far? Go ahead and just unmute yourself if you have any questions, and I'll try to allow time and space for that. Oh, okay. Okay, so here we go. Palms downward on the knees, heels are touching. You want to remember to pull that secret switch. Okay, and then spine is straight, shoulders are always back and down, and your head and neck is nice and relaxed and loose. And now first the thought, I thank thee, Lord, for the breath of my life. And now all together, pulling that switch, we exhale. And now up. One more. And now let your breathing return to normal as you relax and just watch inside yourself and feel any little feeling that captures your attention. And now we get ready for 2 more 7s. All together we exhale. And up. One more. And resting. You might feel hot or cold or tingly. And now for the 3rd set of 14. All together we exhale. And up. One more. And again, becoming the curious watcher, just observing. Okay, and now all together, the final triumphant 7, giving it your very best. All together, we exhale. And up. Last one. Squeezing out all that old air. And now completely relaxing in your body. Feeling the belly relax right down, turning the palms upward for the affirmation.
And now I imagine that great light at the top of my head. The top of my head is heavy and relaxed. The forehead is heavy. The eyes are relaxed. The muscles of the face are withdrawn. The jaw gently drops. No pressure on the teeth. The arms and hands are very heavy. But oh, how happy I feel. I feel happy all over, particularly in my beautiful face. My face is bathed in smiles. My whole body is bathed in the blushes of my smiles. I feel a gentle pressure from within, outward. And that gentle pressure is taking away all little lines of fear, care, inward disappointment, anything negative. I feel happy all over. Now I bring the light down. The chest is relaxed. The abdomen falls down. And the light comes down, down, down to the tips of my toes. And now I imagine that great light at the back of my neck. I'm looking down over my beautiful spine. It seems that I'm looking at a wonderful waterfall with the sunshine playing on it, so that I see a countless number of tiny specks of iridescent light. Light! Light! And I know my whole body to be full of light. If thine eye be single, the single eye, the third eye, the inner eye, the spiritual eye, the creative eye, the eternal eye, if thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. And I know that every cell in that countless number of cells in my body is a lamp, a light, a torch, bringing to me the light of the divine wisdom within me. The light being in perfect correspondence with the flame, as the flame is in perfect correspondence with the fire, the fire, the fire that is in the center of centers of centers of centers of my innermost being, the fire of divine love within me, within me. And so, feeling happy upward, giving thanks outward, slowly I take a little breath and a long, deep, sweeping sigh. Now, I lock it up. I make it my own as I take another little breath and a quick sigh.
Okay, good work, you guys. Now we're going to move on. The rest of the breaths are standing from here on out. Is everybody able to hear Ding Le Mei's voice okay? Yeah? Okay. So the next breath, the second breath is called the revitalizing breath. And it's it's a sequence of breaths, like I said, that actually does different things. So if you're just beginning the practice, it's probably best, you can do the harmonic alternate nostril breathing anytime, but it's probably best to just work with one breath at a time and really master that breath so you can actually feel exactly what each breath does as it unfolds in the system. But just for sake of learning them, I'm going to teach them all to you today, and then you can practice one at a time on your own. So the positions for most of the breaths from here on out are very similar. It's the knees are completely snapped back, buttocks are as tight as you can make them. The fingertips, the shoulders are back and down, and the fingertips are pulling downward toward the ground. So it's a sensation of lifting upward with the head, with the straight spine, and then pulling downward on the fingertips. So you have a sensation of your body doing this, okay, pulling downward and lifting up at the same time. Heels are touching. This creates the sevenfold electrical connection in the body. And then what's tricky in the beginning is as you're inhaling, your body kind of wants to relax as the air is coming in, but you want to make sure you keep that tension through the entire inhale and all the way through the big sniff. And so your whole body is tense and tight and filled with air. And then for the first breath, we're just going to hold the air in our body. And then when I give you the cue, we exhale all the way completely, squeezing out the old stale air, but all the while maintaining that tension in the body. And once you get the mechanics down of the breath work, then you'll be able to concentrate more on what the breath is doing as it's going in, how the light is coming in and mixing and melding inside your body and all of that. But for now, just focus on getting the mechanics right so your body gets, develops the memory of the positions. Okay, so here we go. The revitalizing breath, remember, pull the secret switch. Okay, everything is tight, spine is straight. And now the thought, I thank thee, Lord, for the breath of my life. Now all together we exhale. And now breathing in through the nose, all the way into the belly, all the way into the middle chest, upper chest, big sniff. Holding it, keeping that tension, pulling downward on the fingertips. I am the master of my body. Now without dropping the head or the neck and keeping that tension, I am the master of my body. Now all together we exhale. All the way out, squeezing out the old air. And then a little breath and relax the body completely, staying standing for the affirmation.
Now we relax entirely, coming right down. As I think of, as I feel for the inner meaning, the hidden meaning of these sublimely simple words. I am whole, whole. Nothing is lacking. Nothing can be added. I am whole. I am perfect. I am strong. I am powerful. Full power. Every cell in my body is a complete power plant working for me. I am loving. I am that of which the universe is made, moving. I am loving. I am harmonious, in harmony, balance, poise, equilibrium. I am in harmony with the laws of this universe. I am rich. I am young. And now, as if innumerable streams of living light are coursing downward in the body, I am happy. I look happy. I feel happy. I am happy. And so, feeling happy upward, giving thanks outward, imagining that great golden shower of light going out in all directions, the secret of the golden flower. Slowly, I take a little breath and a long, deep, sweeping sigh. I lock it up as I take another little breath and a quick sigh.
Okay, that was good. Now we're going to move into the third breath, which is the inspirational breath. And this one is the same position to start out. Everything is tight and snapped back. Fingertips pulling downward. And as we're inhaling, we're going to breathe in, all the way up. Big sniff at the top. And I don't know if you guys can see the top of my hands, but my hands are in a triangle at the top. And this is the triangle of manifestation. So Ding Le Mei taught it success to mental physics and then success to whatever it is you're creating. The backs of the hands together. So it's like the right thumb is under the left. And you're breathing in nice and slow, right thumb under the left, forming the triangle, backs of the hands together, and then exhaling in 4 parts. Again, keeping the tension all the way through the exhale, and then a little breath, and then relaxing the body completely. So we're just, this process of keeping, it's kind of like, I guess it would be like when you do those meditations where you tense every part of your body in order to feel the relaxation on the other side. The tension is as important as, the relaxing on the other side is as important as keeping the tension in the beginning. It's that contrast that allows all that energy to move. Okay, so here we go for the inspirational breath, the third breath. Buttocks are tight, knees snapped back, pulling that secret switch. For those of you that are struggling with the exhale, it's the tongue is kind of, like I said, on the gummy part behind the 2 front teeth. When you exhale forcefully, for me, it feels like the tongue flops down and tries to stay connected on either side, and the air just comes forcefully out. It's like a CH kind of sound, and it's a little awkward at first, but you'll get used to it as you go along. It's just a forceful exhale at the same time as you're pushing all that old stale air out of your body. Okay, so here we go. Position, shoulders back and down, head and neck is loose, and pulling that secret switch. And now the thought. I thank thee, Lord, for the breath of my life. Now all together we exhale. Squeezing it out. Now taking in air all the way into the belly, bringing the arms up, but not too fast. All the way in, all the way up. Big sniff. Right thumb under the left, forming a triangle. Success to mental physics. Success to you. Now backs of the hands together, keeping the tension. We exhale in 4 parts. Take a little breath and relax your body completely, waiting for the affirmation.
Now we relax entirely, coming right down, relaxing the whole body. I thank thee, Lord, for my body, the transcendently beautiful, the infinitely intricate, but the most gloriously accurate instrument in this universe. My body, the temple of the living God, the temple of the God that lives within me, that is alive within me. I stand in reverence. I stand in adoration. I stand in veneration before the wisdom pent up in the very substance of my body. And I pledge myself, I vow, that from this moment henceforward, Nothing that I shall eat or drink, nothing that I shall do or say or think shall injure or abuse this temple of the living God, my body. And so, feeling happy upward, not thinking that I am happy only, feeling happy upward, giving thanks outward, slowly and a long, deep, sweeping sigh. I lock it up. It is my own. As I take another little breath and a quick sigh.
Good work, you guys. Now we're going to move into the perfection breath. If anyone has questions, you can actually also hit your... Okay, thank you for coming here. I'll see you next week, hopefully. I just got the chat. Hang on one sec here. Okay. All right, guys. So if you have questions and you want to hit the space bar, it unmutes you temporarily. All right, so we'll move on into the perfection breath, which is the fourth breath. So this one starts like this, and then when we get ready, we bring our fists out like this, thumbs on top. We breathe in, and as we're retaining our breath, we're going to do 3 swings to the side, making our body into the shape of a cross. So you're not like moving your body like that. It's very controlled. Your body is strong and straight, and the movements are very controlled. 3 nice and slow swings. And then when we're done with the 3rd swing, we drop our arms, pulling downward on the fingertips again. Exhale, and then relaxing right down. Okay? So here we go for the perfection breath. We get ready, buttocks tight, knees snapped back, heels are touching. Pulling that switch, pulling downward on the fingertips. And now we get ready, position. First the thought, I thank thee, Lord, for the breath of my life. Now all together we exhale. Now breathing in light, life, all the way in, all the way up, big sniff. And we get ready, swing number 1. Controlled swing number 2. Swing number 3. Arms at the sides. We exhale. And then relaxing right down for the affirmation.
Now we relax entirely, coming right down as I prepare myself to think the greatest thought I ever shall be able to think. Whatever the Creator is, I am, differentiated from all other life forms in this universe. I am the Creator in the human form. The Creator is right here, right in the heart of me, right in the mind of me, right in the substance of me, right in the being of me. Reveal thyself, O Lord of my life, O Lord of the eternal, thou that art the same yesterday, today, tomorrow, forever. Come, I wait, I listen, I am still, I watch within me. And now I will to see the Creator at work within the temple, as feeling happy upward, giving thanks outward, slowly, and a long, deep, sweeping sigh. Now I lock it up. As I take another little breath and a quick sigh.
Okay, that was great. Now we're going to move into, I'm sorry, I'm going a little bit fast today because I want to get to two other things I want to do at the end here. The fifth breath is the vibromagnetic breath. He calls this the first of the electrical breaths. What this one, you need space around you for this one. Same position. And as we're holding in our breath and the body is tight, we're going to do 3 swings around with the palms facing each other like this. Swing number 1 all the way around. Swing number 2. We do that 3 times. Arms at the sides. Exhale. And then if you'd like to sit down for your meditation after this one, that's totally fine, but just try not to disturb the energy. Just like move very slowly and stay in the energy as you move to sit for the meditation. Okay, so here we go for the vibromagnetic breath. Position, shoulders back and down. Make sure that spine is always straight. You can feel like a string pulling upward for the top of your head as your feet are grounding down into the earth. Pulling the secret switch. And now the thought, I thank thee, Lord, for the breath of my life. Now all together we exhale. Squeezing out anything that doesn't serve us anymore. Breathing in all the way in through the belly. Big, deep breath all the way up. Big sniff. And swing number 1, not very fast. Palms facing each other. Swing number 2. Swing number 3. Arms at the sides, keeping the tension. We exhale. And then relaxing right down for the meditation.
And now we relax entirely, coming right down. And now I'm thinking of the loveliest thing I have ever known. The loveliest thing I have ever known. There it comes before my mind, that beautiful picture, perhaps from the long ago, perhaps from the far away, but there it stands perfectly clearly delineated before my mind as if it happened but a moment ago. I thank thee, Lord, for my memory. I thank thee that I am able to bring back from the vault of the past any beautiful thing that is in my memory. And I pledge myself, I vow, that from this moment henceforward, nothing shall enter my memory. No idea of negation of whatsoever kind. No idea of disease, decay, senility, old age, disappointment, doubt, failure, death. Nothing shall enter my memory, but that which is in unison with all good and my own very highest conception of truth. And there I see my whole conduct. There I see the whole conduct of man. And so I will that that picture shall be lost again in the absorption of my being, as feeling happy upward, giving thanks outward, slowly, and a long, deep, sweeping sigh. And now I lock it up. as I take another little breath and a quick sigh.
Okay, the sixth breath, the cleansing breath, is very similar to the last, except that when we start, we hold our left hand with our right and pull downward on the arms like this, so it straightens the spine. So we're holding our left hand, and then when we get ready, we unlock and we do 3 swings around with the palms facing downward, and we come all the way around, and then we discharge in the back. We touch our thumbs, kind of make like a little triangle in the back. Swing number 2, touch, just like that. We do that 3 times all the way around, touching, and then arms resting and relaxing after that. Okay, so the cleansing breath. We get ready. Does anybody have any questions? No? Okay. We get ready, heels touching, shoulders back and down, pulling the secret switch. And now the thought. I thank thee, Lord, for the breath of my life. And now we get ready, holding the left hand with the right and pulling the elbows straight. Okay, and now all together we exhale, squeezing it all out. And now we're taking in light and life all the way in, all the way up, big sniff. And we unlock, we get ready. Swing number 1, palms facing downward, all the way around, touching the thumbs. Swing number 2, touch. Swing number 3, touch. Arms at the sides. We exhale. And then relaxing right down.
And now, I imagine a great heat at the base of my spine. I can feel it coming up. It's coming up. And now I imagine a great light that comes from the flame, that comes from the fire, that gives the heat. It's coming up and out, up and out. I imagine a peacock feather of gold in my spine. It's coming up and out, up and out. It seems to strike upon the surface of my body. It seems to go beyond my body, up and out. Now I'm thinking of the top of my head, and I see my whole body to be full of light. The light of the divine wisdom that is in every living thing. And now I will fan the living flame that brings the light, as feeling happy upward, giving thanks outward, slowly and a long, deep, sweeping sigh. I lock it up, so I take another little breath and a quick sigh.
Okay, for time's sake, I kind of go through it a pretty good clip here to get through all the breaths, but on Science of Mental Physics on YouTube, I put Ding Le Mei guiding the breaths all the way through. So if you ever want to just do them on your own, you can do it on your phone and then pause between and take more time to meditate after. I remember when I was learning, I used to think, gosh, they go so fast. I just got into the feeling of it and I wanted to have more time to feel inside myself. So when I do it by myself, I take all the time I want. So that's something you can do if you want to practice these on your own. Okay, let's go right into the seventh breath, the grand rejuvenation breath. This one's done in two parts. The position is a little bit different. You're resting your hands on your hips and pulling the elbows as far forward as you can. It's such a strange position. Heels are touching, everything's tight as usual. Now in this breath, we're gonna breathe in, and while we're holding our air, we're gonna drop our head forward and back, forward and back. We do this 3 times, forward and back. Then we stand upright, exhale. Exhale all the old air out until there's nothing left in you. And then you're gonna bring your body forward, pulling down on the head, and then back. We do this 3 times, pulling downward on the head. And then on the 3rd time, we'll rise up. Inhale and slowly drop the hands for the affirmation. Okay, the grand rejuvenation breath. So we get ready, heels touching, elbows pulled forward. We want to rest our hands on our hips here, pulling the elbows forward. Everything is tight and straight and balanced, even. Just make sure you're feeling even and straight and balanced inside yourself. And now pulling that secret switch. First, the thought, I thank thee, Lord, for the breath of my life. Now all together we exhale, getting all the air out, and then we drop the head forward. Oh, sorry guys. This is going to start over with that. Okay, breathe all your air out. And now inhale. Big sniff all the way in, all the way up. Feel your whole body. And now we drop the head forward and back, forward and back. If you get dizzy, just open your eyes and monitor yourself. Forward and back. We stand upright. We exhale completely, squeezing it all out. And then we bring the body forward, pulling downward on the head and back. Forward and back. One more time, forward. And then a big, deep breath in. And relaxing the whole body completely.
I am youth. I am youth. I am youth. Now I remember my second lesson. I see before me that picture of my idealized self. I see that luxuriant hair, those sparkling eyes, that beautiful, beautiful face, unlined and happy, rounded neck, strong arms and hands. And now I come down over that beautiful being. I thank thee, Lord, for the truth of my being. I am youth, wondrous, glorious, vibrant, vivacious youth, achieving youth, fearless youth, full of courage, strength, power. I thought my body wore out and grew old, like an old pair of shoes. But now I know, as I stand in the presence, new cells are being made for me. I am being renewed. I sing, I shout, I rejoice. I sing the song of conquest. There is no age for me, no decay, no senility, no death. I am free, free, free from the ravages of time, free from all negation of my own mind. And so, feeling happy upward, giving thanks outward, slowly, and a long, deep, sweeping sigh.
Okay, that was great. The final breath is your own spiritual breath. This is the only one done with the feet apart, hip width apart, and it has the same position, elbows pulling forward and hands resting on the hips. And for this one, we're going to breathe in, and as we're holding our air, we're going to go to the right, and my left heel lifts off the ground, but my toes stay touching. And then to the left, same thing, left heel or right heel lifts off the ground, to the right, to the left. We do this three times on each side. To the right, to the left, and then we stand center and exhale, and you can either sit or actually stay standing for this meditation after this one. Okay. Feet hip width apart. Here we go. Position, resting on the hips, pulling the elbows forward. Your own spiritual breath. This is the 8th breath. Pulling that secret switch. And now the thought. I thank thee, Lord, for the breath of my life. Now all together we exhale, squeezing it out. And now inhaling deep through the nose, all the way into the belly, middle chest. Big sniff at the top, and to the right, lifting up the left heel, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. We stand center, we exhale, then slowly drop the arms.
Now I'm thinking upward to the top of my head. I'm thinking joy, 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 joy. And now simultaneously we send it out. I embrace this class. I embrace all in mental physics wherever they may be. I embrace the city. I embrace the state. And then I watch as I see those great waves of light rolling out, growing of their own nature. I embrace the country. I embrace the whole world. I embrace the whole human race. And now, with the light of the divine wisdom within me, with my love, with my joy, with my life, I embrace every living thing. And now I stand fast, lest the light be too great for me, as it returns to me by that mystic fourfold law, not from the one point from which I sent it, but from all the points. It's coming back, back, nearer, nearer, nearer. And now it embraces me. It embosoms me. It overwhelms me. That light of the divine wisdom, that love, that joy, that life that comes to me from every living thing, so that I know my whole body, this wide universe, to be full of light, light, light. And now I will charge every cell of my physical body with that light of the divine wisdom, that love, that joy, that life that comes to me from every living thing, as feeling happy upward, giving thanks outward, slowly, and a long, deep, sweeping, sweeping sigh. Now I lock it up. It is my own. As I take another little breath and a quick sigh.
Okay, we have 15 more minutes and I wanted to show you a couple of things. This is a secret breath that's taught in the later teachings, called the creative breath. And those of you who know, when I won the Ellen DeGeneres show, this is how I did it. I practiced this breath. So in mental physics, Ding Le Mei talks about us as being, not only are we electrochemical, we're electrochemical magnetic beings. We are magnets. We have a positive and negative pole, and we're just like magnets. So he says nothing can exist in the body that the magnet does not attract. It is essential at the time that you practice the creative breath that you gain the irrevocable belief that you are the creator, and that you actually do create by the power and use of your own mind, whatever comes into your life. It's kind of a hard pill to swallow when you have things in your life that you don't like. But once you understand that you are the creator and everything that magnetizes, you cannot be, if something doesn't exist in you to magnetize that, then it actually puts you in the position of power. Because if you can magnetize it, then you can also change the thought, right? It's just a thought. It's a magnetic thought. So you are the creator of your own life conditions. And with this truth established in your mind, you can see why you are introduced to the majestic creative breath at this juncture. It says you are free because you are unfettered by anything other than your own thinking, your own decisions, and your own creative action. So it's just as easy to create the conditions of power and health and happiness and wealth and success and hope and inspiration and beauty and love and complete freedom from any and all negative conditions, because we can, it's just as easy to create that as it is to create misery in your life. So he asks you to stop right here and ask yourself, do you believe this? Do you believe that God, the creative spirit, the ever-moving principle, the divine intelligence, whatever you call it, do you believe that that is within you and that that is what you are? Do you believe it? Because if you do, then you can make the most of this creative breath, which will make it more and more abundantly clear and real to you in your life when you practice this. I mean, and you can do experiments like I did, like winning the Ellen DeGeneres show. I mean, that's something that if I practice this, magnetizing that, and that happened, that definitely reinforced my belief that I am the creator, because the odds are so, slim. So you can do these experiments in your own life and just pick something small to start and bring it in with the creative breath. So, let me see if there's anything else. He says, remember, do not be afraid of breathing enough. So I'll show you what it is. Creative breath. So you have to imagine out in front of you is like a whiteboard, or maybe like a big black TV screen, whatever's easier for you to imagine as a blank slate for your life. And then you want to take time to do this. We'll kind of go through the mechanics quickly, but then maybe when you're done with the class, you want to try this on your own, because it's super powerful and you want to take your time. So you want to sit in the sevenfold lotus position, on the floor, or you can sit in a chair or stool like this with your heels touching again. You want to get the vision. The important part is getting very, very clear on the vision. So you want to see this blank slate in front of you. You can do this multiple times over and over for different things you want to create, but just for the sake of doing it today, let's just get one thing in mind that you want to create for yourself. And it literally could be anything. It could be a car, it could be a certain relationship, it could be anything. And so the important thing is to get into the feeling of it. I have realized as I've grown along in my own path, if you can get yourself in the feeling state of like, you can get your body, your cells activated with the energy of joy, and then you can get in the feeling state where you're heightened, your system is heightened and active, and then you can actually visualize in those moments and feel the feeling of having that thing. Like, if you know, I'm sure you guys have all heard of the law of attraction and The Secret and everything, that was out years ago, where he shows himself like imagining it being in a new car and feeling the steering wheel and the leather seats and feeling all of what that feels like. Or if you're trying to manifest a relationship, feel what you would want that to feel like. So, and then the mechanics of the breath are, once you get that vision totally clear in front of you and it's in your mind clear as day, and you're in the feeling of it as well, then you, with your eyes closed, you'll reach out your hands and you will grab a hold of your vision. You'll grab a hold of that board, whatever it is, and then inhaling our big deep breaths that we do in the all the way in the belly, you're going to breathe all the way in. And then the culmination of the breath, it's kind of awkward, but you want to pull your fists under your armpits and then relax right down. And then again, reach out for your vision, grab it, breathe in it as much as you can, and all the way back to the armpits, and then, and you keep doing that. And you can do it a different vision each time, or you can just keep working with the same vision. There's no real rules around that, whatever it is you're wanting to create. Like I said, though, just remember to get in the feeling state of it. Take all the time you need to get clear on your vision. So why don't we just practice it together really quick before we go? So just have something simple in mind that you would like to have in your life, and sit quietly with your eyes closed and just get a vision of it. Try to see it in the screen of your mind. Feel it with your senses. And then whenever you feel ready, whenever everything is aligned and you're knowing that you are the creator, you are the magnet and the creator of your own life, you'll reach out in front of you and grab that vision. And then breathing all the way in, you're going to pull it all the way toward you. And then relaxing. And then each time as you go along, your vision should get more and more solidified in your mind. So just do that a couple more times on your own, drawing in the things that you're creating, knowing that you are the creator, and it's completely possible to create everything you want because you're already doing it. You're creating everything right now, whether you like it or not. It's actually a great point of power. Okay, and I'm going to do, as we go today, I'm going to do our group prayer for abundance. So if you guys want to continue to do this, the creative breath while I'm saying the prayer, that's totally fine too. Or if you'd like to just sit in your own silent space and listen to the words, then you can do that. So bring yourself to your center, the center of your own being. And thou, by whose will we are, pour through us the power to express divine perfection. God, by whose light we live, please fill us with thy radiance. Love, the omnipotent creating fire of all life, intensify us. Sparks into radiant suns expressing your glory. Blend us, thy brilliant rays, into one glorious globe of light. By your power, God, direct its radiance that it embraces the glory of your presence, whom we now all think of. We embrace the students of this class who are not with us. We embrace the students of all other classes. We embrace the home study students wherever they may be, and we embrace all who are seeking the path. And by our own light, guide them to find us and mental physics. I am whole. Nothing is lacking. Nothing can be added. I am all that there is. I am substance. I am the power creating the form of the substance. Substance now takes form, and it flows to me as my limitless supply. The inexhaustible opulence of the universe, the gift of divine love, now flows through my hands for my own use and the spreading of the light. And now as this substance flows to everyone here today, according to the individual desire, this group becomes a pool of riches for use. And I am now a magnet drawing to this group the abundant riches needed for each individual and for the ever increasing expansion of mental physics. And so it is. And for this and so much more, we give thanks. We give thanks. We do give thanks. Take a big, deep breath in. Let it out with a sigh. And now before we go, I'm going to do the Seven Fold Peace Chant. You guys can do this along with me if you want. Eventually, you'll get it down. Starts with a triangle at the top of the head, and it goes like this. Peace. 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 Okay, lovely ladies. That's all for today.